Hello and welcome to Jordan Weber's basketball program. Always going to start with the ball in between your feet. Perform each of these dynamic stretches for 30 seconds each before you begin this basketball program. You can pause each exercise, and you can also pause each skill or basketball skill that we're going to start performing. So first is the two-hand pound. You want to tell your learners to try to dribble as fast as they can. You're going to try to keep the head up, noticing that you're trying to go as fast as you can, about 30 seconds, and then you're going to have your students count how many times they dribble the ball in 30 seconds. So two-hand pound's a great way for all learners to be successful, no matter what their ability level is. The next exercise we're going to perform is called the right hand pound. So you're going to get low. You're going to try to bounce at knee level. Notice that my left hand is on my left knee or hip, and I'm slowly going to start looking up here, and that's when I know I get to the right form. Okay, so this is called the right hand pound. Again, having your students perform this for 30 seconds and noticing that the left hand is up. So ultimate goal is to get the left hand or the opposite arm up in the air. Here is left hand pound. Having your learners balance by bringing your right hand on your hip, pressing down with the fingertips, not the palms. You're not slapping the ball, pounding it down into the ground about knee level, noticing that I'm trying to get my head up and my right hand above the waist here, up high, just in case I have to defend. And remember, it's okay to mess up. If you're not messing up, you're messing up. So the faster you go, the more mess ups you're going to go, but that means you're just trying harder. So this is called right hip pound. So right above the hip, I'm bouncing the ball. I'm rotating it. I'm pushing it down as fast as I can for 30 seconds. Again, I have my students go as fast as they can for 30 seconds, trying to keep that head up and left hand out in front of the chest here. Here we have left hip pound, performing it on the left side, same thing, 30 seconds, as fast as you can, trying to keep that head up, noticing that I'm trying to get that right hand in front of my chest here, and that's when I know I'm performing the skill right. Alright, so always asking your students or your learners to keep that head up and have them try to look at you while they're dribbling, or a center point or a focal point. Here we have right shoulder pound. So you're going around the right shoulder and you're bouncing it as high as you can on that right side. Okay, left hand at the hip to start, looking up, and then again trying to get that left hand in the air. Here's our left shoulder pound, getting it all the way up, trying to keep the head up again. Just big bounces over that left shoulder, having your learners do this for 30 seconds, counting how many times they're able to do each side for 30 seconds. Okay, so now we have our crossover. So we're going to begin, just get squatting down, getting low, and we're going with our low crossover first, 30 seconds, as fast as you can. Again, trying to keep the head up. Notice that you can look down at first, but eventually you're going to want to keep that head up. Here we have a different position here with the head up, noticing that the back is straight. That's what we're trying to look for during this low crossover. Again, 30 seconds. Here's medium crossover. So this is in between the hips and the shoulders. Again, you can focus on looking at the ball to start, going as fast as you can for 30 seconds, and then trying to look up. Here we have shoulder crossover, big dribbles from side to side. 30 seconds again, trying to go up as high as you can as you cross over. Here we have our right hand sweep, going side to side with the right hand, trying to look up while you're performing this skill and trying to get that left hand up in the air. Okay, noticing that my left hand is a lot weaker than my right hand in all these activities, you get to see kind of what you might see for typical learners. So my left hand sweep here, noticing that it's a little bit harder to coordinate, and always having your learners focus on what they need to strengthen on. So maybe their left side a little bit more than their right side, or vice versa, depending on the learner. And trying to keep that right hand up, head up here. Noticing it was a lot harder for me to get it on this side than the other side. Really, the goal is to try to be able to bounce 5 times consecutively with the head up and the hand out front. Here we have higher sweeps, a little bit higher, around the world here. Rotating the ball around the waist to start, just to get warmed up. You go around the left side for 20 seconds or 30 seconds, and then the right side for 30 seconds. You go as fast as you can, and then you count how many can you get in 30 seconds. And now I'm just kind of show you how it looks from all different angles. But the real skill of around the world is when you go around the waist, around the head, and around the feet, and that will be considered 1. So this would be considered 1 right here. Okay, and let me show you 2 around the head, around the waist, around the waist, around the head. There you go, 2 and 3 and 4. So that would be considered 1 rotation of around the world. Thigh tags for individuals who may have limited range of motion, you can perform thigh tags with. It's a nice skill just to get those knees up. And then we have scissors here. So going around the leg, starting going around the right side for 30 seconds, and then going around the left side for 30 seconds. So making sure that you're switching your circle direction, each side 30 seconds. This is Warrior 1. Adding yoga, adding breathing into this program is essential for the learners to make sure that they have some calm and relaxation during this program. Right leg circle, going around the right leg in the Warrior 1 position, noticing that the knee doesn't go over the toe. And then going one way for 30 seconds and then the other way for 30 seconds. Making sure that they're counting how many reps they complete. From here, having them practice half moon, so balancing on the ball and trying to make a 90-degree angle, as you see with the legs there, and breathing, and maybe stepping it back to Warrior 1 on the other side. Noticing that I'm switching my legs. Notice that the knee doesn't go over the toe. My left hip is back, my right hip is forward here. Here we have right leg circles. Trying to keep the head up. Again, going around one direction for 30 seconds and then the other direction for 30 seconds. And you're counting to see how many reps you can get on each side. And after that, you're trying to push into half moon on both sides of the body. If your learners want to get creative, they can try to maybe bring it around the body. It's really hard. So here we have just some optional and extra activities you can do. This is called the overhead slam. You can have the learner just slam it down. They can do it hard. You can do it fast. And this is just giving them just some, cues on just what happens when the ball goes up in the air fast. And then just trying to bounce it through the legs. Here's another optional activity you can do. It's really hard. I tried really hard in this video to complete this, but I only ended up getting 3 total. So this would be a challenging one for your learners. And then here we go, just a couple more where I just started learning how to do it. And then we have our crab. We went over this before. Our crab touch, crab touch, crab touch, crab twist and touch on both sides. And then you're going to drop it and then try to catch it as you're twisting side to side. And then from here, you're going to drop and catch. And then ultimately, you're trying to twist and catch. This is called the crab catch. It's a fun activity. Again, you can just practice crab in any of those different ones for 30 seconds. Here we have roller 8, going around both legs, rolling the ball. We also have figure 8. Figure 8 is when you go around the legs without rolling the ball. And we'll demonstrate that next. Here we have figure 8. Again, each exercise, 30 seconds. You might have to pause. Some of them I've gone through fast. You might have to take a still shot of the pitcher, and that's okay. And then you can also make your own schedule, so you can create any type of schedule here. So this is called dribble 8, just going through both legs, dribbling it through the figure 8 shape, going both directions. Again, 30 seconds. How many reps can they complete in that amount of time? Or you can say how long does it take you to get 10 reps? Or you can say how many can you get in 10 seconds? So different ways you can do that using time as a motivator. So here's whirl dribble, where I'm dribbling it all around my body. Knee dribble, so slamming it down and pressing the knee into the ground. And that's another fun activity. Ball taps. So again, like, you could start with this activity as a very easy activity, but these are just some extra skills I thought I'd throw in there. So this is a backspin. Toss and catch is coming up next. And you're going to see that drop, catch, backspin, drop, catch. And then from here, we'll go into our spinning and catching, and just kind of allowing the learners to see what happens when the ball turns and touches the ground, and what happens on the bounce. So just preparing learners for hand-eye coordination, learning what to do with the ball when it turns and twists, and just giving them just more activities to do by themselves. That way they're not just shooting the ball at the net. And this does allow learners to get lots of successful attempts, lots of successful repetitions, and you can easily count 500 to 1,500 reps for this program. Have fun.